We're making homemade Greek yogurt today with only two simple ingredients: milk and yogurt. Welcome to Help at Home, your resource for great recipes and easy learning. I'm Jim Hightower. Today we're making homemade Greek yogurt, and it doesn't get any easier than when you make it in the Instant Pot. Take the lid off, and you need two simple ingredients, as I have already stated. You need milk and some yogurt. But, and write this down, not any milk and not any yogurt. You've got to have particular types. For starters, we're doing what's called the cold method, aka the super easy method. So you will need this kind of milk, organic, well, it doesn't have to be organic, but ultra-pasteurized, homogenized. You'll notice it's with your organic milks, and it has a long expiration date, like, I don't know, maybe a month or more. And then you'll need some Greek yogurt with live cultures. This is Oikos yogurt, and when you read on the side, it says contains live and active cultures, including stuff that I can't see because it's too small. But I did look at it with my phone, and it has the live cultures. And remember, your starter must be plain Greek yogurt, or it can be vanilla Greek yogurt, but no flavors. We'll get to that later. Now, I said we're doing the cold method. I'm going to speak briefly about the other method, which is using plain milk, where you have to boil it, using the yogurt and the boil button. I'll briefly explain that later on, but the thing is, you have to have, I'll call it clean milk, because what you're doing is you are incubating or fermenting the milk to grow this active yogurt. And if there are other cultures or bacteria in your milk, aka having to boil it, when you're incubating that might take over, and you wouldn't have yogurt, you might have something very nasty. So, you can do that, but it takes a few other steps, and I think this is easier. So, you need half a gallon or 8 cups of ultra-pasteurized homogenized milk. For my European friends, that's 1.89 liters. And you just unscrew it, pull out the safety stop, and pour that right in. What could be easier? Now, while this is pouring, I'm going to tell you, why would we want to make yogurt? Yogurt isn't the tastiest thing in the bin, and not that it's really in a bin, but you get the idea. Well, I'm going to tell you why. Yogurt is full of those good bacteria for your stomach. They call it the good gut bacteria. And can it replace all of the bacteria that you may have lost in your stomach due to bad eating? No, and I can be honest about that. But just like they tell children on saving their money, every little bit helps. Now, some people will do this with only 2 tablespoons of yogurt. That's 1/8 of a cup. But I like to add 2 more and go for 1/4 of a cup of yogurt. So I'll slide this over, and this little whey here, I just pour that in my sink. Anyway, I'll get some yogurt and measure 1/4 of a cup. But as you know, I've got high blood pressure, and then that makes your body or your bones or your backache and all that business. So we all need to be healthier. And with this cold method, it's so easy that it's something you can do over and over again. Now, I'm going to get a whisk and just going to stir that yogurt in a little bit. And as I'm about to tell you a second time, put your lid on, and then we'll talk about what happens next. All you do is put the lid on, turn it firmly, and if you have the Instant Pot Duo Nova, like I do, then your steam vent will automatically lock. If you have a different model or an earlier model, you'll need to manually close it yourself. And then all you have to do is come over here and press yogurt. Now that shows time. I'm going to show you another setting too. If we were using regular milk instead of the ultra-pasteurized milk, you would have to go through this boil setting. But we're not dealing with that. We're going to start with the easy way. You push the yogurt button. I like 17 hours, and we'll let that beat for a second. It's starting. Now, with Greek yogurt, you want to let it cook or incubate in the Instant Pot for 12 up to 24 hours. Now, I like 17 hours. That gives a nice, tangy, kind of tart taste, and also a more of a firm texture. And another thing that I learned during my research was that for people that have milk or lactose allergies, the longer that you let it cook or incubate closer to the 24 hours, the less of that lactose or milk solids, whatever, are actually in there. And so a lot of people that make their own Greek yogurt and cook it longer, they tend to have less of a reaction, or maybe no reaction, to homemade yogurt. So that's something to consider. And by the way, this truly is a set it and forget it. So don't start this until you have it in the place where you're going to leave it. This will not be under pressure. It will be a very low temperature. So you just want your lid on to keep that mild heat in and to keep any other bacteria out. Well, it's been over 17 hours, and now it's time to take a look at our yogurt. The nice thing about this procedure for making yogurt in the Instant Pot is that when it gets through, it'll shut off. It doesn't keep warm on the yogurt setting. I was actually out of the house and didn't come back till it had been 18 hours, but it didn't keep going. So, I'm going to lean this. You can see the firm yogurt and perhaps some of the whey. Oh, what the heck. Vlogger style! So, watch it wiggle, see it jiggle. Now, you can take this right out of your Instant Pot and you can dig in as is. However, there is another way. There is another way. I saw this wonderful kind of a yogurt kit slash straining bowl, storage bowl, and it says Euro Cuisine, and what it is it has, of course, the lid, a storage container that has your cups and ounces up to 15 cups and 96 ounces. Oh, that's 12 cups. But even better is this mesh strainer. So all you have to do, get yourself a nice spoon. Purple one in my wife's honor. And you can put your yogurt in here. And you can probably see it as I'm getting it out of the Instant Pot liner here, how it's starting to strain. Look at that. You can see just, I better not do that. I'd get whang. And then I'd have to go whang. But it drips very slowly. The same principle as a coffee maker. And that way, if you don't want your yogurt to be as runny or loose, then you can let it strain for a couple hours, or just take the handy lid, set it in your refrigerator even overnight, and then in the morning all that whey or liquid, it's called whey, it's the same type of liquid that you find in making cheese. Now most people throw out the whey. If you are a homesteader and you're very handy, then you'll have great uses for that whey. I just don't have any myself. Now that we've taken the yogurt out of the Instant Pot and we're straining it, this is the best time to add in your flavors. Vanilla or other liquid flavors, and you can add fruit at any time, but I think I would almost add that as you're making each serving. Now for sweeteners, if you're adding sugar or honey or any other sweeteners, I would try to add that now while it's still warm so that it can blend in. So we'll come back in a few hours or even overnight and we'll take a look at the firmness, consistency of the yogurt, and also see how much whey has strained out. But I just love this container, don't you? Here's our yogurt, and I just left it in the refrigerator overnight while I was taking care of other things like getting people ready for bed and us working on dinner and things like that. And after you've put it in here to strain, there's no rush to deal with this liquid whey because it's out of the way. But here's all our yogurt in the top strain section, and I'm going to set that there. And then this way, like I said, unless you're a homesteader that has years and years of finding good uses for this, you'll probably just pour it off and pour it out. But that's all you have to do. Then for storage, you just scrape it out of the separator carefully into your bowl here, or any other container that you wish. Here this is, and I actually have a clean spoon. I'm going to taste it. This has not been sweetened or flavored. Tastes just like Greek yogurt. I like it nice and thick. And people that like Greek yogurt like that too. Now, you could still add honey to this. I do like to add honey. But since I didn't add it in while it was warm, I think I'll just add it to each serving. Now, let's talk about fun, creative ways to serve this up. Once you have your sweeteners or flavors into it, if you've been watching, you've seen these parfait glasses before. And I have some strawberries that we had used the other night. And then my wife likes this crunchy oats and honey granola. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a nice helping here and put it into the bottom. And see, yogurt is one of those things that you can have a good bit of and not have to feel guilty. I think I'll put just a little bit more yogurt in there. Then I'm going to take some of these strawberries. Who knows, maybe all of them. And traditionally in the South here in Texas, we might put sugar, maybe even sugar and water with sliced strawberries. But my wife put in 1 tablespoon of the Splenda sugar blend, and so that made it sweet and healthy. Now let's get some more yogurt to put on top. And try to keep it as neat as possible. I'm spreading this around. And then you might guess what I'm going to do next. And that is, I'm going to take some of this crunchy granola and some of it is in chunks. Other parts of it is just, you can kind of sprinkle, or you could break some and just kind of sprinkle it there. And put a little bit more. And look at that. That looks yummy. And if you had put a little bit of vanilla and maybe a little honey in your yogurt, this would be fantastic. And it'll still be fantastic just as it is, but with a little bit of tang. If you like this simple recipe and the cold method for making Instant Pot Greek yogurt, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and share with your friends who like to cook or just want to learn how. Or maybe they want to get more healthy. Drop me a line in the comments below about your experience with this recipe and technique and what else you'd like to see in the kitchen. Click the bell in the top right hand corner for notifications. I'm Jim Hightower, and remember, everyone needs help, even me. Enjoy and be well. We're making homemade Greek yogurt today with only yeah. Welcome to Help at Home, your resource for And remember, your starter must be plain yogurt. Bleh. Now that we have taken out the yogurt from the Instant Pot, yeah,